What's something you've seen that you can unsee? The face of a 12-year-old girl. She and her mom came to my gas station to buy alcohol. Mother was pissed drunk. Girl got some chips. Mother got her booze. Girl apologized 1,000 times before she helped her mom back to the cab. This girl looked like she was on the verge of a mental breakdown. 12 years old. I work as a peace officer at a hospital in Canada. While I was walking to the emergency department one day, I was approached by a family, father and 2 sons. The father said, "Excuse me, sir, can you help my wife out of the car?" Calm, collected, nonchalant. I thought this was your run-of-the-mill vehicle extraction, so I mic'd to my partner to grab a nurse and a stretcher. The father led me to the vehicle and I could see his wife laying across the back seat. Immediately I thought to myself, shit, she's not feeling well, definitely gotta help her out of there. When I opened the door, her head snapped back, I guess her head was leaning on a door, and she was staring up at me, eyes bugged out and wide open like she saw something terrifying. Startled the shit out of me and I looked back at the husband. Same relaxed, calm demeanor as when I originally talked to him. I pulled her out of the vehicle and I could tell she already voided, so I'm thinking, shit, already too late. Nurse got on the stretcher and started CPR en route to the trauma room. After speaking with the father, I guess his wife had become catatonic about 15 minutes prior to arriving at the hospital and had stopped breathing. Instead of calling an ambulance, he decided to drive her there himself. Father claimed no drug use, but patient history showed she was an avid 4-opioid user. Poor family thought she was just medically sick when really she overdosed. Really sad. I've decided to try this, I'll update after each video. 1 arm break after 2 chicks arm wrestle. Oh damn, okay. I should probably finish up what I'm eating before continuing. Not too bad, but seeing how this is gonna get worse I wanna finish my food first. 2 jackass paper cuts that was nothing. He was in on it, and got cut with cardboard. Intentionally. First one was worse. 3 Russian roulette knife cup test footage. I've seen this type of video before on YouTube in better quality, at least he is a good sport about it. The video on YouTube was worse, she wasn't ready and you could see the pain. 4 Japanese puke lesbians. What in the actual fuck, why? 5 woman stabbed in broad daylight. Oh no, her face. Jesus fuck, oh fuck, what the fuck. I want an update on this so badly, looks really bad. The few screams that come as she gets up, she's too shocked to actually react. No, it's probably the blood in her throat making it hard to scream. 6 Man crawls out of burning car. Man crawls out of burning car. His friends are really trying to save him, it makes it so much worse, the screams of horror as his friends watch him. He's out, he's actually charcoal, rolling on the ground. The other guy that's stuck seems dead already. 7. Removed, baby is run over by train in Mumbai. It's removed, but that sounds horrible. 8 Escape artist drowns failing to escape. New trick there, calm at first, but the panic starts getting to the person. I wish I could help them. It just stops after a while but their body still has spasms. 9 Snapping turtle feeding time. This doesn't sound too bad. Watch his video. I love exotic pets, and if possible you should always use pre-killed prey items. It's nature, but in captivity we can actually do it more humane. That mouse was still alive after it was ripped into 2. This is unnecessary violence and stress on both the turtle and the mouse. 10 Botfly larvae and kittens. Oh no, oh my god. This huge maggot has eaten its eye and made a huge hole. Fuck. This is worse than the last one, since it's a parasite and the cat has been alive for the whole time as its eye has been eaten. 11 Caught between a train and the platform. I had to rewatch it, there was no time for the other person to save him. But he reacts like it's nothing. He doesn't even flinch when the dude on the track gets hit and dragged between the train and platform. Fuck. Need a quick breather after this one. 12 Hot iron on penis. Just by the title and thumbnail, he was in on this and so was the lady it seems. I watched it, and just why? Like he could have tapped out, but he didn't. And this isn't as bad cause you don't get to see the aftermath, just as it just touches and he makes sounds like he just got a paper cut. 13 Man has terrible jump off ledge. This sounds really bad. I can now conclude that the videos that just don't end but continue, as you can see, the aftermath is terrible. I'm actually gonna puke, I'm in tears. Fuck. The screams, the blood, the floating body, the mashed skull. Fuck. 14 Old woman's eye socket teeming with maggots. This thumbnail to a wall to process, I'm not sure if I want to start it. I'm at the edge of puking with this thumbnail in the last video. Quick breather again. Okay, let's go. How does IT get to this point? Still sounds like she's alive as well. I think those heavy breaths are from her. ATL East. It was a quick video, I wouldn't want to see what it looks like after they removed all of the maggots. 15 Penis drilling. The quick description under the title, "A man puts a drill bit into his split-open penis," is just making my stomach turn combined with the thumbnail. I started it and he's shaking already. There isn't any blood luckily. I held my hand on my mouth right after I typed the last sentence. I think typing this out is helping me. If I was watching this without any typing breaks or anything I would have already puked, been close but not yet. 16 Animals skinned alive for fur trade. No. The title has my hands trembling already. This is inhumane, you don't do it alive. Do I really want to watch this video? Fuck it, let's keep going. I'm crying again. I had to take a breather before typing, this is bad. It's a PETA video showing how a Chinese fur farm are skinning them alive and clubbing them. The commentary is bad. The skinned dog looking around got me. I feel the weakness in my arms. After a longer breather I'm back. 17 Asian dick cheese. This doesn't sound as bad as the other, and then I read the description, man with putrid smegma is cleaned up by Asian girl. Are you telling me she's gonna suck him off with that in it? I actually feel the puking sensation you feel in your teeth before you puke. I need to get a bucket before starting this. It doesn't start bad until he pulls back the foreskin. She smells it in and tries to do it but her body won't allow it as her head pulls back from putrid. I tried continue watching, but when she started I just exited the room. If I stayed here I would have vomited. I went to watch some TV to get my mind a bit clearer and distracted. I feel like I should rewatch this to earn the next stage but I can't. When I went back to get my phone, I just looked the other way as I grabbed it cause I really didn't want to watch the screen. I'm not pressing play again, I'm going to the next video after that break. 18 One man, one jar. Oh yeah, I remember watching this in high school, a guy friend of mine showed me it. I didn't see it all but he showed me a part. Let's try to see it all this time. I'm currently watching the video, and I'm glad I didn't see all of it back when I was a teen. I just read the description after finishing watching the video. Man inserts jar into anus then it shatters cutting his insides as he bleeds out. Did he fucking die? I wouldn't be surprised with all the blood and damage but fuck. 19 Mexican cartel beheads man. Oh no, the description, Mexican cartel shows beheading of man as he tries to stay alive, makes this a lot more horrifying. I'm back to the question if I really should watch it. They're just talking so far, in Spanish. The knife just came out. It just kept going and I'm in tears again. Beheading isn't as easy as it looks in games and movies, the neck and spine are so strong and these are just kitchen knives. I'm shaking, you could hear the fear as they started and then see how the blood came out as he breathed. I'm taking a TV break again. 23 guys, one hammer, 3 men ruthlessly torment their victim before murdering him. The video is starting, very low quality. Russians. They are laughing as he bubbles out blood while he is breathing. His face looks like somebody put some melting red liquid, it's so disformed. They're stabbing him in the stomach now. I should've stopped at 17. While the quality is low, the audio is making it so much worse. It won't stop either and the guys are just laughing. This looks to be out in the forest somewhere. I can't imagine dying like this, being tortured and being the edge of living while 3 guys are laughing. Nobody would even be able to hear your screams if you could scream. They are playing with the knife in his face now. They're back to hammering his head. Why won't it stop? Oh yes, it stopped now. Obvious break again. I press the next video button but that seems to be all of them. I really hope that anyone who reads this doesn't watch this. If the text gets you, don't. I did it for those of you who wanted to know what they were. Fucking hell, don't let your curiosity get the best of you. An investigation later found that the chimps had escaped from their cage after one of the sanctuary's owners failed to lock 2 of its 3 doors. Animal behaviorists suggested the chimp's aggression could have been caused by a number of factors, including jealousy over the attention the Davises lavished on Mo, an innate desire to defend their territory, or abuse they may have suffered at the hands of humans in the past. Despite the ferocity of the attack, when the paramedics arrived, St. James was still conscious. His face and body, however, were mutilated beyond recognition. Where his mouth, lips, and nose had been there was only a bloody hole. Where his right eye had been there was a pit. Where his fingers had been he had only stumps or simply gaps. I had no idea a chimpanzee was capable of doing that to a human, Kern County Fire Captain Kurt Merrill, who was among the first on the scene, told the Los Angeles Times. It looked like a grizzly bear attack. LaDonna kept repeating the same 5 words as St. James was loaded into an ambulance, "Don't you die on me." She held onto his arm until the vehicle reached the main road, where St. James was lifted into a helicopter and rushed to a nearby hospital. You can find the rest here. Sorry, on mobile. https://www.esquire.com/newspolitics/a5609/chimpanzee attack 0409/ Former volunteer firefighter. Currently a paramedic. First witnessed death on Christmas morning when I was 16, as a junior firefighter. 2 mangled bodies in a Camaro that hit a tree doing 100+ mph. I was 17. A man hanging from a tree in his driveway having set his house on fire. Christmas night. I was 19. Driving up on a 64-year-old male, who was reported to have fallen and hurt his leg laying in a pool of his own blood just before he went into cardiac arrest. Also the blood that poured of the bed as I rolled the bed into the ambulance. The cat of the patient at the first cardiac arrest I attended with the ambulance service. It watched with only vague interest and had markings that made it look like Hitler. I don't remember the man. The first birth I attended. That was nice. The aftermath of a man who committed suicide by train. It was half a mile of pieces. He literally left a shit stain on the tracks at point of impact. His shoes, socks and feet were all separated. Every hanging. I've been relatively lucky and not been to as many. They're the worst. Too many gross feet. There could be another section on unforgettable smells. Despite this, I enjoy my job. These are not the majority of the work. Some nice ones. The moment I first met my wife. We met working at a summer camp. She had a big grin on her face when she stepped out of the van. When I proposed in a patch of clover in Budapest. When I was 11, a video of a Chechen soldier getting his head sawed off with a Bowie knife did the rounds on our phones. His grimace was the worst. His terrified eyes squeeze shut as the blade is jammed in behind his windpipe. Then his facial muscles all contract with pain as the guy just saws his fucking head off. I spent a fortnight holding my neck and clenching my jaw to my breastbone. But the absolute worst for me was a video of a train platform. The camera shows just beyond the ledge down onto the tracks a baby, Aprix, 9 months old, crawling around the track. POV from a bystander looking at it crawling innocently around. Grasping stones and shuffling its tiny feet over the steel track. From left frame, a massive train slowly rolls in and the baby's head just crumbles under the wheel. The blood-curdling screams of the mother and other bystanders just made me wish I was a straight-laced, A+ student who wasn't morbidly curious. Fucked me up. My grandma had a bad fall and had to stay in hospital overnight. I was with my auntie and my gran needed the toilet. My auntie took her to the toilet and I waited in the hospital bay. It was very late at night and most patients were asleep. There was one woman who was awake but looked absolutely shocking, had heavy, wheezy breathing. There was a staff member sat next to her who was monitoring her. I'd been stood there for maybe 5 minutes when the woman started coughing and eyes went wide. The staff member pressed a button which must have been a silent alarm because the next thing about 5 nurses and a doctor appeared. They went to the patient and put the curtain round. Maybe 10 minutes later one of the nurses came out and attached a picture of a swan on the outside of the curtain. This meant the lady had passed away. At the time I must have been 19, 20 or 21, I can't remember, but it really stuck with me how quickly a life can pass. I was left thinking, what about her family? Does she have people that will miss her? Is there someone that depends on her? I'm a clinical worker now so I'm more used to life and death, but that was a massive eye-opening moment for me that I'll always carry with me. My wife giving birth to our daughter that passed the night before. She was 40 weeks. So after a 7-hour labor of knowing that our daughter was dead, nothing prepared me for the discoloration of my little angel. The umbilical cord was wrapped around her body and because of the fluids and stuff the skin around her midsection was all peeled back. This was late October 2016 and I relive that nightmare daily. I can see it without closing my eyes. I love you Harper Elizabeth, rest easy. Edit, thanks for the love everyone. Going through a hard time and I don't ever talk except when it's too much and this morning I was having a rough one. I didn't even expect this to be seen because of how late in the thread I commented. I only said something because I needed to talk. Thanks for the love, truly yours. A damaged man. We'll never unsee a video that did the rounds back in the early day of the internet of a guy jumping off a cliff or pier into the sea but misjudged and hit his head on the sea wall, metal, below. The following clip showed the person sat on the hospital bed convulsing as a doctor flapped open the head from top to bottom straight down the middle. I was around 15 at the time and had some sleepless nights and never wished to ever see that again. I am 37 now and it still haunts me. Real or fake I don't know and will never want to search for the answer for fear of seeing that shit again.